It is a bright and sunny day here in England. I hope you are having a good day where you are. I hope the sun is shining down on you as well. We are here together. It is Tuesday, and I thought it would be a lovely idea to spend some time together. Oh, there you are. So nice to see you here today. Very nice, in fact. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling good today. It is a bright day. I have to say, yesterday we had terrible weather, all sorts of chaos going on here. Today, completely the opposite. You might say that it is a complete contrast to yesterday's weather, which was awful. I wasn't here yesterday. Quite a few things to do, and unfortunately I was not with you live, but I am with you today. Of course, today is Halloween. Will you be going out later to scare your neighbours? Well, I will be, but then again, I do every day when you think about it. My name is Duncan, Mr. Duncan, if you don't mind. Although you can call me anything you want, to be honest. And I talk about the English language. I love English so much. You might say that I am an English addict. And maybe that is the reason why you are here today, to join me live. Also, of course, today is the anniversary of my YouTube channel being created way back in 2006. Such a long time ago, when I was still living in China. But no, we are here now and we are live. Everything looking lovely today. You can see this is actually the view from my window. A lot of people don't realise that, but this is looking outside at the moment. So you can see everything is looking green, but already some of the trees, you can see there, some of the trees have already started to turn as autumn approaches. And now we are having very cold nights. It's getting very chilly at night. So many of these trees, well, maybe not some of them because they are evergreens. They never ever lose their leaves, but some of them will. And because the weather is now turning cold at night, they will all start to lose their leaves over the next 3 or 4 weeks as we head towards November. I can't believe it. We are just 24 hours away from November. This time tomorrow, a new month, and it will feel as if we are approaching the end of the year. Are you looking forward to it? Has 2023 been a good year for you? From my own personal experience, you will of course know that this year has been a terrible year. Some tragedy in my own personal life, and it's not been very good, I will be honest. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing 2024, if I was honest with you. Besides that, hopefully next year we are getting super fast internet connection, so I will be very pleased about that as well. You can join me on the live chat. We have Vitas and Beatrice coming up on my screen at the same time, so congratulations to you. Yes, I agree. The weather is looking lovely today. We are having the most amazing weather. It is strange, actually, during autumn, you can have some really nice weather. It has its own special atmosphere. Certain days during particular seasons have their own magical feeling. And I have to say, when the sun comes out during the autumn season, it is quite magical. And quite often also in the morning, you will have a lovely mist as well. Very nice. One of the beautiful things about living in the countryside is that you can enjoy all of those things. Hello to Claudia. Hello, Claudia. I hope everything is okay with you today. And also Maroots. We have, who else is here? Palmyra is here today. Thank you very much. And yes, we are celebrating 17 years on YouTube. I was with you on Sunday. So last Sunday, we were celebrating the anniversary. But today is the actual official day when all of this started, when my YouTube channel was born. It does look very green outside, and that's because it is. So many of the trees are looking rather splendid today. We are also having a lot of sunshine, which makes a difference. There's nothing worse than a grey day or a wet day. Yesterday was both of those things. We had a lot of rain, a lot of grey sky, but today is the opposite. Oh, we also have Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here as well. Sandra is here, helping me celebrate my 17th year. It's nice to see you here today. Hello, Lembrot Baba or Baba. Hello, you are an amazing teacher and speaker. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I've had plenty of practice, you see, doing this, because I've been here doing this for 17 years. So I'm really wishing that I'm getting this right. I hope I am doing a good job just for you. I really do. Sandra Gonzalez. We have Sandra here as well. Mr. Duncan, you once explained the difference between mist and fog. Yes, there is a difference. Mist normally rolls or comes up from the ground. Fog normally hangs in the air. So we often see mist rolling over the hills or over the trees. So it quite often occurs when the temperature changes very quickly, maybe from cold to warm, and you often find that you get a lot of mist. Quite often in the morning you will find there is a lot of mist in the morning. I don't know about this morning because I was fast asleep, so I'm not sure if we had any mist this morning because I was still fast asleep having my lovely dreams. Hello, Megar Kakar. I hope I pronounce your name right. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I mispronounce your names, and I'm sure sometimes you mispronounce my name as well. Today we are looking at an interesting subject. By the way, my live stream will be short, so it won't be 2 hours. It won't even be 1 hour. So please stay with me, don't go away, because we have an interesting subject to look at today. We are looking at moral dilemmas. When we look at moral dilemmas, we are talking about a difficult situation or maybe a choice that has to be made that might be seen as difficult. Maybe you have to make a choice between two things, but whatever the choice is, there might be a negative result. So sometimes it is necessary in life to make a moral judgment. I suppose the one thing that I often think about when we talk about moral dilemmas or moral judgments is in medicine. Quite often you have to make a choice. Maybe you have to perform a certain type of operation or surgery on someone, but it might also be dangerous. It might harm that person. It might even kill them. They might die during the surgery. So I think in medicine, we often look at dilemmas, difficulties, a hard choice that has to be made. And sometimes it is negative. Whatever you do, there will be some type of negative result. Dilemma, moral dilemma. You might say that at the moment around the world there are many moral dilemmas taking place. Oh, thank you. I really love you. Greetings from Mauritania or Mauritania. I'm going to say Mauritania. I hope I pronounced that correctly, or else I am definitely in trouble. Hello to Mehmet. Hello, Mehmet. Nice to see you here as well. It is unusual being here on Tuesday because I'm normally with you every Sunday. So normally I'm here every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. Shall I put that on I'm going to put that on the screen for you. There it is. That's easy. Hopefully you will join me on Sundays as well. I am with you live every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. So just find out what the time difference is between where you are and where I am. So I'm in England, and you can join me at 2 p.m. UK time every Sunday. It's great to see you here, by the way. Who else is here on the live chat? I don't want to forget anyone because I always do. I always forget someone, and then I feel very guilty afterwards. Moral dilemmas. We talk about a situation where we have to make some sort of choice. A moral dilemma. I know in the past I've faced dilemmas. I'm not sure if they are moral dilemmas or moral difficulties, but certainly in the past I have had to make difficult choices. Something that may have a negative result. Something that I've had to choose or make a decision on. And maybe there is a party taking place. So it's not a very serious thing, but you have to make a choice. Maybe you have promised your friend that you will go to see them, and maybe they live in a different part of the country. But on the same day, it is also your best friend's birthday. So what do you do? Do you go to your friend who lives far away, or do you go to your other friend's party? You have to make a decision. So I suppose that's not really a moral dilemma, but it is still a difficult decision that you have to make, because whatever you do, you will let someone down. So if you go to the party, your friend who lives far away will be disappointed. But if you go to see your friend who lives far away, you are going to disappoint your friend who invited you to the party. So sometimes it is necessary to make a choice or to make a decision that might cause upset, harm, or sadness to another person. What is the weather like? It's not too bad, even though it is getting cool. Right now, the temperature is slowly dropping. We are heading into autumn. It is, of course, November the 1st, tomorrow, and that always means that the weather will start to get colder, especially at night. Already, I have my electric blanket. I don't know about you. So maybe you don't live in a place that gets very cold at night, but we do here. It gets very cold. So we often put something on our bed, something that you connect to the electricity, and it heats your bed up. Do you have an electric blanket? Do you have something that you put in bed that heats up? Because I do. Especially my feet. I don't know why, but sometimes at night my feet get very cold. I always make a joke with Steve. I always say that the reason why my feet get cold is because I'm so tall and the blood can't reach the end of my toes. I sometimes say that. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, really. Lewis. Oh, thank you very much, Lewis, for your kind comment. Mr. Duncan has got much better over time, but this is just my opinion. Thank you. Well, I remember starting this. I remember starting my YouTube channel way back in 2006. And to be honest with you, everything was new. At that time, in 2006, everything was new. YouTube was new. It had only been running. It had only been operating for a few months. So don't forget that. Way back in 2006, I don't think there was any Twitter. I don't think there was Facebook in 2006. I don't think there was anything really like that. Or maybe they were around, but they didn't have many people using it. I remember in 2006, and even before that a lot of people were using MySpace. Who remembers MySpace? Wow. That is really going back in time. So if you had a MySpace profile, then you were probably on the internet at the same time as I was when I started my YouTube channel way back on this date in 2006. I can't believe it. Beatrice says, Mr. Duncan, yes, I have an electric blanket on my bed and I love it. It's wonderful. So at least it's not just me. But sometimes, I don't know about you, but these modern electric blankets, they allow you to actually keep the heat on all night. So you have a special setting and you can turn the heat down, but you can still keep the electric blanket turned on. So it still works whilst you sleep. I don't know how safe that is, by the way. I mean, what happens if you start to sweat in the bed? As we know, electricity and water do not go together very well. So I'm not sure how it works. And I don't want to find out. And what happens if you have a wee-wee in the bed? What happens if you wet the bed and your electric blanket is switched on? I don't like the sound of that, to be honest. Hello, Ahmed. Ahmed is here. Thank you very much for joining me today. Very nice to see you. We also have Jimmy. That's my experience 15 years ago. Oh, I see. 15 years ago. Oh, I see. Before the term moral dilemma was introduced, the phrase on the horns of dilemma was suggested as a better personal expression to excel yourself in an open English examination. Oh, I see. Okay, then. Yes. I think that might be a phrase that some people use, to be on the horns. So maybe to be in a difficult situation, maybe you might still come to some sort of harm or cause harm to someone else. So yes, thank you, Jimmy, for that. There are, of course, many ways of expressing moral dilemmas. A choice that you have to make, a decision that you have to come to. You have to make that decision. And the thing that you choose may or may not be right. It is a moral dilemma. We will be looking at that in a few moments. Oh, hello, Ariel. Thank you very much for your lovely super chat. Thank you very much. That is very kind of you. And don't forget also, you can click down there on the live chat. You can actually press the little heart as well to send me a love heart. Or maybe a little smiley face. Or maybe 100% approval. I like that. And of course, you can also give me a lovely like as well. Please give me a like. If you like this, then please like me by doing this. Giving me one of these, if you don't mind. Palmyra says, I could not sleep with an electric blanket turned on. I could not sleep with one of those actually working whilst I was in bed. I could. I have to be honest with you. If there is one thing I hate, if there is one thing I dislike, it's being cold. I think if I had the choice between being hot or cold, I would always choose being hot. I don't like being cold, to be honest. Thank you once again, Ariel. You have been very generous this month. I think this must be maybe the 5th or 6th donation that you've made. Thank you very much. That is very kind. I do, of course, appreciate that very much, because your donations help this to carry on. I suppose I should also say that it does take a lot of finance, a lot of money to run this, to make all this work, and to keep working very hard to teach you English as well. So it does take a lot of time and effort. So thank you, Ariel. I do appreciate it more than I can actually say, without bursting into tears, to be honest. Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Thank you very much for your greeting as well. That's very nice. Hello, Dream and Make It. Mr. Duncan, do you take English classes offline? Oh, offline, I see now. Yes. I am an IELTS aspirant. I aspire to take an exam. I need English classes and I am struggling with my English level. Dream and Make It. I don't normally teach away from here because I spend so much time doing this that I don't have much time to do anything else. However, that might all change in the future. We will have to see what happens. Hello, Mehmet. Mehmet. If you like hot countries, you must come to Turkey. Well, I have been to Turkey in the past, twice. I've been to Turkey, and yes, it is very hot there. I do remember because I was doing some filming for one of my English lessons, and I was walking around and it was so hot. And yes, you are right. Turkey is a very hot country. But if I had the choice between very hot and very cold, I would definitely choose hot. I'm always amazed when people go on holiday and they go to a place that's covered in snow. Maybe they go for a skiing holiday. I couldn't do that. I really couldn't go to a place or a country that was freezing cold and then stay there. I couldn't. I really couldn't. I think it would drive me a bit crazy. I like being warm. I like being in places that are comfortable and cosy. Thank you very much for all of your lovely messages today, and thank you for your greetings also. I received some emails and some personal messages about my anniversary today. It is 17 years ago that I started doing this, teaching English on YouTube. So we do have a subject to look at today. We will be talking all about moral dilemmas, and that is what we are doing for the rest of today's live stream. So please don't go away. We are here, and yes, we are live as live can be, which is, of course, very live indeed. So I hope you're having a good day. It is nice here, I have to say. After this live stream, I might go outside and have a little walk. I might go to see the sheep and the cows in the field behind my house. I might have a look at them later to say hello. Okay, Mr. Duncan, I understand you can't always teach away from your YouTube channel. Well, I do spend a lot of time doing this. It does take up a lot of my time. We are looking at moral dilemmas, things that we have to choose, things that we have to do, maybe decisions that we have to make that may or may not cause harm or damage, something that we have to do, something we have to carry out. And I'm sure you can think of many situations where that might be the case, maybe in your own lives, or maybe something you've heard about, maybe something you've read about, where moral choices or decisions have to be made. So what is a moral dilemma? Well, first of all, we will look at the word moral. So when we look at moral, we often look at it as meaning right, the thing that is correct. But, of course, as I always say, quite often these things are subjective. So maybe when we talk about morals, we are talking about one person's own point of view about what is right or wrong. So we often hear people debate or argue about things that are done or carried out, and maybe there is a wrong and a right, maybe from each person's point of view, but we often talk about morals or something that is morally correct. Or, of course, we can talk about the opposite, which is something that is seen as bad or wrong. So we say that that is morally incorrect. It is not right. So the word moral quite often is used to show that something is agreeable or right, or maybe it is the correct thing to do. So something that is moral might be seen as correct, the correct way to behave, the correct way to act, the correct way to carry out a certain task, something that will not cause harm, or when you think about the whole situation, you decide that that was the right thing to do. Ethical. Now, I like that word very much. Something that is ethical. Quite often we use this particular term, especially when we are discussing medical or professional decisions or choices. So something that is ethical is seen as moral. It is seen as the right thing to do. So quite often, if you are involved in medicine, you have to make a promise. You have to make a vow that you will always do the right thing to ease suffering, but also to help those who need help. So I think it is quite a good thing to talk about. When we talk about morals, we often talk about things that are ethical. I suppose also you might talk about business as well. So we often talk about business ethics, the morals of doing business in a fair and, I suppose, equal way. So even in business, we often talk about ethics or being ethical. So maybe the way you treat your competitors, the people who are also doing the same thing as you, you might treat them fairly or equally. Maybe the way you treat your employees, the people who work for you, we often see ethical treatment. Maybe the way you treat the people who work beneath you, maybe their job is to serve you. How do you treat them? Do you treat them well or do you treat them poorly? So there are many ways of doing that. Also, I suppose we can say that a moral dilemma is to be stuck between right and wrong. Now, again, this is subjective. So everyone might have their own opinion of what is right and what is wrong. What is the correct way to do something? What is the incorrect way to do something? How should you deal with a certain problem? A moral dilemma. Because whatever the choice is, whatever your decision is, there might be a negative result somewhere. So I think that is why moral dilemmas are always interesting to talk about. But for those that have to make those tough and difficult decisions, it isn't quite so much fun, to be honest. It isn't. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you for your big thanks for my work that I've been doing here. Thank you very much. Yes, and Lewis, 17 years I've been here doing this. Yes. So when we talk about a moral dilemma, we are talking about a difficult decision or choice. We can also describe the word dilemma as quandary. I love that word. It comes out of your mouth in the most magical way. Quandary. Quandary. If you have a quandary, you have a difficult decision to make. You have something you have to work out. Maybe a choice you have to make. Maybe a decision that you have to carry out. So your dilemma can also be described as a quandary as well. Quandary. It is a difficult choice to make. I suppose we don't have to look very far these days when we are watching the news or reading the newspapers or looking on the internet. There are many situations where difficult decisions or maybe one decision has to be made, quite often in politics. And this is something we are talking about a lot at the moment in this country. We are talking about certain types of political decisions that have been made in the past. Some people see them as the right choice and some people see them as the wrong choice. So moral dilemmas can also appear when we are talking about politics, decisions made by politicians and leaders as well. So quite often ethics and I suppose moral choices do occur. Something that is moral is often seen as just or with reason or with a good reason. So quite often when we see something that is decided upon, you make a decision, you come to a conclusion, you make a choice. You like to think that you are doing the right thing. You are doing the thing that is correct. You are doing the moral thing. But as I said before, quite often being moral is subjective. So your morality might not be the same as someone else's. And that's what makes this particular subject so interesting. When we see something as moral, we often see it as being done from a personal point of view, a good reason or the right reason. Have you ever had a moral dilemma, something you've had to make a choice on or about? I know I have. I remember, and this is very interesting, when I first went to China, I found myself in a dilemma. I had a very difficult decision to make because I wanted to go to China. I wanted to find out what that mystical land was all about. Way back in 2003 is when I did that. However, I didn't want to leave the UK because I had my family here. I had Mr. Steve, of course. So it meant that I had to fly away and leave all my loved ones behind. So you might describe that as a type of dilemma. I had to make a very difficult choice. Sometimes when you leave one place and travel to another, or maybe you are changing your location, maybe you are actually moving to another part of the world, you have to say goodbye to people. So you are excited because of your new adventure, but you're also unhappy because you have to leave people behind. So I think it is very difficult. It is a very difficult thing when you find yourself in a dilemma or moral dilemma, making a decision that may or may not cause harm to someone. I am only here for a short time today. It's only a short one. And to be honest with you, I really do want to go outside. Yes, it is very difficult, Mr. Duncan. When you make a choice, when you make a decision, we often say that we have to solve or try to work out the dilemma, because quite often you have a positive side and a negative side, and you have to make a choice. And sometimes those choices are not easy to make. And that is how we express a moral dilemma. As I said, I'm sure you can think of many moral dilemmas that are occurring at the moment in the world around us. Thank you, Ariel, once again. I want to say thank you to you because you've been very good this month, very generous. Thank you very much. And if you'd like to make a donation, you are more than welcome to do so as well. I will put the address on the screen if I can find it. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do it today. There it is. So if you want to make a small donation to say, thank you, Mr. Duncan, for 17 years on YouTube, you are more than welcome to do so. It is your choice. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Isn't that lovely? And there is the address. If you want to make a small donation, or maybe if you've just won the lottery, maybe you are rolling around in money. So you can do that as well if you want. And there it was, the address. Ariel, the moral dilemma is a big problem in work and business. Some things are so clear and any decision leaves a bitter taste. I like that. That is a very good phrase. Something that leaves a bitter taste in your mouth is something that you don't really want to do, or you don't want to actually carry that thing out, but you know you have to. You find that thing is difficult to do. It leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. Something also that is hard to swallow is very similar. So something that is hard to swallow, like that, is a phrase that means something that is hard to accept or believe. So if you find it difficult to accept something or believe something, you might also find that it is hard to swallow. It leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. So yes, you are right. You do not know, yes, you have no idea what the result will be from your choice. And that's another thing we have to do. We all have to make difficult decisions. Some decisions might not seem very big to other people, but maybe to yourself personally, maybe it is a big decision, a big choice that you have to make. So I think it is fair to say in life we all have to make difficult decisions, tough choices. Sometimes we have to leave people behind. Sometimes we have to move to another place. Sometimes we have to make changes that might cause difficulty to ourselves. And that is another problem when you have something you have to solve. Sometimes the choice or decision might also cause you harm or difficulty. It is true. I am going in a moment. Oh my goodness. Ariel has made another donation. That's 2 donations today. You are really spoiling me, I have to say. Thank you very much. I really do mean that. It's absolutely overwhelming. If I can be honest for a moment, it is very overwhelming, and I'm always touched by your generosity. Everyone, thank you very much. I am going in a moment. I'm going outside to see what is happening with the weather, because as you can see behind me, it is glorious outside today. We are having the most amazing weather, I have to be honest. Thank you once again for watching, and thanks so much for your lovely donations on the live chat today. I will be back on Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. If you want to watch me live every Sunday, and I will put that on the screen so you remember. There it is. English Addict live Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm here with you. Thanks for your company. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon. I hope today's subject has been interesting. You can watch this live stream again. There will be lovely captions later on as well for you to read. So don't forget, you can watch this as many times as you want. And it's all free. Nice. Catch you later, and of course, until the next time we meet here on YouTube, this is Mr. Duncan, after 17 years, saying to you, see you again soon, take care, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you later. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now. Take care.